We are looking at Kingston RAM, and this RAM is called the Hyper Beast, and it looks very serious. It looks pretty serious as RAM goes, but apparently it's some of the best RAM that's on the market at this point in time when I'm making this video, and I like the way it looks. What you're seeing around that black case around the circuitry, the circuit board on which the RAM chips are attached, what you're seeing is something that will help dissipate heat. So as the RAM is being used, it will generate heat. And those little prongs there and everything, that case around it will help clear away some of the heat from the RAM. So we've seen how to open the system case, and we've seen where the RAM is located. We've learned a little bit about the importance of memory to computers, and you've heard me say that having sufficient RAM in your computer is one of the best things that you could do to ensure that your computer operates quickly and efficiently and has enough power to do what you want it to do. And one of the best upgrades you could do to your computer if you want to increase the power of your computer is to increase your computer's RAM. Well, how do you go about upgrading RAM inside your computer? How do you upgrade RAM inside your computer? And the first thing you need to know when it comes to upgrading RAM is that RAM is pretty specific to computers. So not all RAM that is out there in the marketplace will work in all computers. You can't just buy any old RAM and stick it in any old computer. You have to make sure you buy the right RAM for the right computer. So I kind of think that a little comparison that I like to think about is that it's kind of like cars, and that there are certain components or certain parts that are only going to work in Toyotas. And if you have a Ford, let's say, you're not going to be able to put in some of the stuff. You're not going to be able to put in Toyota parts, generally speaking, in your Ford. You're going to need to get the right parts for the right truck. And it's like that with RAM. You have to get the right RAM for the right computer. So the very first place that you'll start when purchasing RAM for your computer is you'll want to know what type of computer you have. And all that means is you need to know the model and the model number of your computer. So when I purchased my computer, I got an email, right, from Costco, because I purchased it from Costco, and hopefully I'm not showing you any confidential information here. Just scanning that. But the computer I purchased here, in the email, it said they sold me a Dell XPS 8500. So that's really important information for me to know. And if you can't find that information in like documentation, like if you don't have the owner's manual or you don't have the receipt, you can often find that just right on the exterior of your computer. Very often that name of the maker of your computer, as well as what model number it is, will be on the outside of your computer. So the first place I started when I started looking for RAM was I just typed in upgrade RAM. I typed in upgrade RAM, and there's a website called Newegg where they have a memory finder tool. And I've heard of Newegg before, and I like them. There's also a resource here, RAM Upgrade, how to upgrade your computer memory, so you could read more about it if you no longer have access to this video. But that's the first place to start. Just go to Google and type in upgrade RAM. And then I went to the Newegg Memory Finder tool, and the Memory Finder tool looks like this. So I could either directly enter my product model, which is the Dell XPS 8500, or I could say I'm working with a desktop. I could go through these steps right here. I'm working with a desktop, and the desktop that I have is a Dell. And the product line that I have is the XPS, and I have the XPS 8500. I love it, top of the list. And here's the RAM that's available to me for the XPS 8500. So I could sort results by price, high to low, because I'm interested in buying the most RAM possible for my computer, and sort them by high to low. And I have the Corsair Dominator, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I could buy that for $439. Or, as the prices go down, I could just start to look as the prices go down at the different types of RAM that are there. So Corsair is pretty expensive, 4 times 8, there's 32 gigabytes again, right? But any of this RAM is going to work on my computer. So I could say, all right, I want to get that RAM right there, and I'm able to add that to the cart. Of course, before you purchase RAM, you want to make sure you open up your system unit, your case, and make sure you have slots available to add RAM. And if you don't have slots, you could always take out what's there and put in new RAM. But you want to know how much RAM you currently have. So to do that, you click on Start, and then go to the computer and right-click Computer, and you want to find your way to your computer's properties. And when that comes up, it'll tell you how much RAM you have. So here I could see that I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So at some point, I might want to upgrade that to 32 gigabytes of RAM, or maybe even more. And I remember when I looked at my system unit, I had 4 sticks of RAM in there. So if I wanted to go up to 32 gigabytes, I would have to pull out some of that RAM and put in new RAM, because I have no more open RAM slots on my motherboard when we were looking at the open system case. So that's my first step for purchasing RAM, is going to this memory finder tool at Newegg, which I found just by Googling upgrade RAM. The next thing I might do is just Google upgrade RAM Dell XPS 8500, because that's my model number, and see what comes up. I didn't really get any results which I liked right off the bat when I typed that in. So I came to Google again, and I typed in Dell upgrade RAM. And when I did that, I got the Dell memory buying guide. And then that brought up this information, which, really wasn't all that helpful. So I clicked for Shop for Memory right down here. And when I went to Shop for Memory, there's the Dell Memory Selector right there. And so when I get to the Dell Memory Selector, I can again kind of go through that process that I went through at the Newegg site, where I look for XPS desktops. So I'm looking just for dimension, XPS desktops right there. And I have the 8500 right there. And so you'll notice here, right, on the Newegg website, they only had through 8500, but there's, other choices here, more choices here. So XPS 8500. And then here's the choices that are available to me. So I could buy 8 gigs for $95.99. And, if I bought 4 of those, I'd be able to go up to 32 gigabytes, and those are my best results. So those are my choices here at Dell. So that would be how I would do it. I've got 5 results, and it's showing all 5 results. So for about $400, I could go up 16 gigabytes. Not really worth it for me to go from 16 to 32 gigabytes for only $400. And then once I receive my RAM, I'm just going to plug that RAM in, like you saw in the previous video when we were talking about RAM. And that is how you buy RAM and upgrade your RAM in your computer.